Hey guys, I'm almost done backtesting 10 years worth of data with my trading algorithm, and I'll start publishing these videos, take year by year and just show you what the performance of the algorithm is, things to be aware of. For example, algorithm does go through losing streaks like anybody would, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. You just have to give it time, and I will show you when I go through those back tests. To start this video, I want to show you I have narrowed down the ETF selection to 6 ETFs, at least as of now. And my goal is for this algorithm to generate, I would say, at least 4 trades, 3 to 4 trades per week. It's code, so if I give it more money, if I give it more ETFs, it will generate more. So it can generate thousands and thousands of trades. That doesn't mean that all those trades will be successful. So the focus should be on high quality setups, not just amount of trades. That's number one. Since I'm talking about high quality, the focus should also be on high quality trading, high quality ETFs. There are like tons of ETFs out there in the ETF universe. That doesn't mean that every ETF is good for this strategy. So what I did was I just took 25 ETFs, 25 well-known ETFs. So, your typical SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA, those four, we know that. Then you have sector ETFs. You have, XLY, XLK, XLU, XLP, all that stuff. So I took all of those. I took these four major market index ETFs, and then I added a few more. For example, I added EEM, which is Emerging Markets ETF. It's a very popular ETF. Then I added a bunch of short ETFs like SQQ, SH, DOG, all that stuff. I even added Bitcoin ETF called Coin, COIN. So I took a big universe of ETFs, and what I did was I ran my algorithm for 4 years, actually 5 years. And if you can see on the screen, so 2019, you can see all these trades. So there are total, if you look at the statistics here, 218 trades taken per year. If there are 52 weeks, that's approximately 4 trades per week, which is the number I want. That is the manageable number I want to keep it, at least to begin with. Now, if you look at the left side, you have all these, the red ones are the losers, the green ones are the winners. So you have this mix of stocks and ETFs. And then in the summary, you can see that you have statistics here. So win rate, pretty bad, 46%. Even with the win rate of 46%, by the way, I do want to point out, if you close the losers at 50% loss, you would have lost $14,000 and you would have made $23,000. So you would have still come out a winner in that year. That's the beauty of managing losers. But anyway, the goal of this exercise, this particular exercise, was to eliminate the bad apples. So what I did was, now you can see I've introduced a new table here. So in this table, I was able to count, for example, XLV, healthcare sector. How many winners did it have? How many losers did it have in that year? So the ETFs which were losing had more losers than winners. They are marked in red. So that is my elimination process. Okay, that's great. So that's 29. So what I did do was, if you go to 2020, so 69% win rate, pretty good. Losses 13,000, wins 55,000. That's huge. I mean, that's what 70% win rate will give you. Even 65% win rate will give you a really sizable return. So, but we are not talking about returns here. So let's focus on this table here. So you can see that EEM, for example, I'll just take one example. EEM had 9 winners and 3 losers in 2020. Now, if you go back to 2021, every other ETF except IWM had winners, and EEM had more losers than winners. So that's telling me that this is not suitable for my strategy. But let's keep going. 2022 bear market, it didn't even take any trades on EEM. Okay, 2023. So again, EEM, one winner, 11 losers. So now you can see, you take this massive universe of ETFs, you run your algorithm through it, and then you start eliminating the bad apples. In my case, I did a lot of elimination. TLT is gone, LQD is gone, EEM, XLU, XLE, real estate ETF, IYR, IWM, all of these are gone. So by doing this exercise, I was able to bring it down to a manageable number of 6 ETFs. Now, it's not perfect, but once I show you the results, it's pretty close to perfect. So you will see that it's working. So algorithm is working. So what I'll do now is I will switch to the 6 ETFs that I've used, and then I will show you a summary of the results I'm getting. Okay, so now let's go through a summary of the results for the last 4 to 5 years. As I have mentioned before, I will publish 10 years worth of backtesting data for you to analyze in your own sweet time. But in this video, I'll just give you a quick summary of how things are looking. And trust me, things are looking really well, at least from the backtesting. Again, I've mentioned this many times before that just because a backtest is showing a really large win rate, that doesn't mean that when you go live you'll get the same thing. But it does instill a lot of confidence in you that there is nothing wrong with your algorithm. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So having said that, let's switch to these tests. So this is the sheet I've shown you in the past. It starts from 2014 all the way to 2024. Now if you look at 2024, you will notice that there are all these trades on the left side. The green ones are the winners, the red ones are the losers, and this is what we need to focus on, this section, the summary section. So as you can see, through the elimination process, I've removed all the bad apples, and now I am dealing with only ETFs which are really solid, stable, well-performing ETFs in most market conditions. So for example, 2024, this year, you can see that all the ETFs that I've chosen, they've had so many winners, and some of them in fact had no losers. IVV and SPY had no losers. Now the win rate is showing as 89%. Now take it with a grain of salt because we don't have enough data for this year. Now there's nothing wrong with this win rate because it's a trend following algorithm, and we know if we pull up the chart, there is an uptrend in place. So this is the kind of returns it could have generated, but the number of trades it has taken this year is only 91. So that's not enough for me to rely on these statistics. My goal is to generate at least 200 trades per year. So that equates to approximately 4 trades per week. That's what I want to start with. And that's a decent sample size for me to then have faith in these numbers. But based on 91, it's showing 89% win rate. You lost $1,250. You made $19,000 just in 9 months. So this starts from January 1st and ends on September 15th. But let's disregard this particular test and let's go back 1 year. So go back to 2023. So 2023, 263 trades taken. Now we are talking. Now we are talking some real numbers. And you will see, let me just quickly go through it. You will see a bunch of winners. Then it goes through its losing streak. And when I go through these back tests year by year, I will remind you that this is trading. You will go through losing streaks. That doesn't mean that your algorithm or your own trading system doesn't work. The goal is to have more winners and losers. So in this particular case, from 126 to 27, it went on a almost 100% losing streak. Even then, it had many winning streaks, and then where did we end up with? we ended up with 71% win rate, which where we lost $9,200 and we made $44,000. So that's an amazing win rate. Any rate above 60% will generate sizable returns for you. So 2023, amazing win rate. Again, none of these ETFs had more losers than winners. And those are the years where you will have these kind of win rates. Next year, the fun year, 2022, the bear market. Oh, look at this on the left side. I mean, it starts on January 1st, and oh man, it just keeps losing until February 11th before it then picks up. So that year is a tough one. And if you remember when I started back testing, this year was a shocker for me because my win rate was like 7%. And I was like, I can't go live with a 7% win rate even in 1 year, because what happens is I have 70% win rate in 5 years, and this year comes along, which gives me 7% win rate. I end up losing money in that. So I lose a sizable chunk of my wins from the last 5 years. So my goal was to get to a point where I never go below 35% win rate, because that is when I break even. So I'm fine breaking even on certain years as long as I don't lose any money. But I was able to come up with a 48.7% win rate, which is actually great, because if you look at these numbers, I lost 25,000, I made 46,000. So I ended up making money in this year. Now, to make it more easy for you to digest, I have assumed 5 contracts, which is what I do anyway in our group. So a dollar wide spread risking with 5 contracts risks $250 per trade. Now you can just change it to 1 contract, and then you can see some numbers which are more digestible for you, especially for you, anybody with a small account. So you lost 5,000, you made 9,200. So that's a bad year. That's a really bad year where, and my goal in the bad years is not to lose money. So anything I make is a bonus. Also note that QQQ and XLK, the growth sectors, they are the ones which suffer the most in bear markets, and you can clearly see that happening here. They are in the red. Let's go back to 2021. 75% win rate, because none of the sectors lost any money. Okay, so 75% win rate will give you these numbers: 6,200 in losses, 35,000, almost 36,000 in wins. So that's a great year. 2020, COVID year, 80% win rate. None of the ETFs lost any money, and 40,000 in wins, 5,000 in losses. So that is how this back testing is going so far. And this is incredible. These are really promising results, and I can't wait to go live with this. But some things just take time, so I'm taking my own sweet time. I'm running like hundreds and hundreds of tests every day. You saw the 25 ETF test I did that for like 5 years to eliminate the ETFs I want to use. So stay tuned. I will be publishing individual back tests for each year and analyzing them with you, of what the algorithm did, what went wrong, or could something have been done to avoid it, or that's just the nature of trading. So all that is coming up.